This is another lovely little set of affordable IEMs for the price, and I think it should sit along with the greats because it does sound terrifically good for the price, and it does have a very good build quality, and they're very clearly trying to do something more on a science front with its construction, which is quite cool. And of course, I am also talking about a little DAC amp that is, it doesn't come along with this, but the people at NiceHCK have sent it to me. Thank you, of course, to the folk at NiceHCK for making this review possible by sending me these demo units. All thoughts and opinions are my own as always. So let's jump into the build of these IEMs and the unboxing. The unboxing for the DAC amp is pretty straightforward. You take it out of the box and you will see the DAC amp along with a little USB-C to USB-A adapter in case you want to use it with older computers. The DAC amp does have a very nice design to it. It does have a metallic finish. I think you do get this in different colors as well, but what I really like is the little window that it has on where the DAC amp is, because I think you can see the chips on the inside. Very nicely executed, very nicely done, and very clean print of text on this as well. It does come with a neatly made braided cable as well that seems quite tough. In fact, the sections here are hard plastic at the end of the cables. So this should be, I think it should withstand the test of time, and even if you're a bit rough with it. So it's definitely nicely made. This side is of course terminated to a Type-C, and the other side is a female 3.5 for when you want to plug in any IEMs, earphones or headphones. And then moving on to the IEMs, these are the NiceHCK tiers, and they do come with a very nice unboxing experience. The overall feel of the box is a lot more premium than the price this is being sold at, to be honest. So it does feel quite nice. Now you do get the IEMs in the box, of course. You do get the cable. You will also get 5 sets of ear tips you can choose from. What's nice is you also do get a neat little leatherette pouch as well as a little leatherette sort of loop that you can use to clip on and keep the cable bunched up and neatly kept within that little pouch that you have. The cable provided is a nice one. This also is braided. You can tell that it's on the thinner side. It's obviously not a very premium cable, so it's not very thick. But it is well made. Now this one is terminated to a 3.5 mm on one side, and the other is of course the 0.78 mm connector. And what I do like is not only is it marked with left and right on each sort of termination, it also has the positive negative marking. So you know for a fact that you're putting it where you need to. So if you by any chance swap these, keep in mind that if you play around with the polarity, you can screw up your IEMs, which you don't want to do for certain. And then another nice touch is that this cable does come along with a microphone. You do have an option to buy the other stuff, but this module does have a play pause button. It does have a little opening for the microphone as well. I will get to the microphone in a little while, but let's quickly move on to the IEMs themselves. These do have a matte finish all around, which is quite nice. And it's very tastefully done because there is this sort of gold strip that goes around it. I think you can also get a black and red variant, which does look quite smart, of course. But I do like this matte finish. It's not shiny, it's not glossy, it's not going to show scratches and scuffs anytime soon. So I do prefer this to anything glossy. And then, of course, you can sort of take the ear tip off and see the little grill that's on the inside to protect the inside of the IEM. And I find this to be quite nicely finished. The grill does have a very nice finish to it. And then if you look at the inner part of the IEM, the part that sits within the ear, or should I say just outside or into the concha, you will see this open section here. This is some sort of a venting port. There are 3 large openings here. There is a smaller opening over here as well. Now these are obviously to help with the tuning and the way it vents, which is quite neat. I've never seen anything quite as large as these are, which is of course a nice touch. So coming back to the microphone, if you do want to know how your voice will carry over to your recipients, here's a quick demo to show you how it will perform. I'm talking to you from the confines of my studio, so you get an idea of what this little mic is going to manage. Now I am talking to you through my phone's microphone. And I will plug in this little DAC amp. Now this does have a microphone pass through, which is another massive plus point, I think, because there are some DAC amps that don't have microphone pass through. So I'll plug this in now. And it's handed over to the headset. So the microphone that is here is of course down here at maybe my collarbone. So this is pretty much the overall vocal tonality you can expect to carry on over to your recipients. Now, if I do lift this up closer to my mouth, I think my overall vocal tonality and volume will change. So you'd be the best judge to see if there's been that shift. So keep this in mind. If you are using it, or do you want to keep lifting it up and playing while you're gaming on your phone, or if you're taking calls, this should give you a good understanding for how this is going to carry over your voice, be it through calls or games as well. So I do hope that this demo has given you a better understanding for this microphone, and I'll see you in the chapter about sound. The IEMs have a frequency response of 20 Hz all the way up to 20 kilohertz, and they have a very easy to drive a low resistance of just 20 ohms. It does come with a dual magnetic dynamic driver, but they've not specified what size it is specifically. And then moving on to the DAC, it comes with two very nice chips that I think a lot of people already are aware of. The DAC chip is a CX31993 chip, and the amp chip is a Max 97220 chip, which are a good pairing as well. I think there are many other DACs that have this similar pairing, and it does sound quite nice. So moving on to this, the overall volume of these, considering this little amp is, it's got a good output. I think it's got a 63 milliwatt output at about 32 ohms, if I'm not mistaken. I'll throw it up here. So when I plug it into this, the pairing is quite good, because when I do listen to these, I'm not going beyond really 25% volume through my phone. It does sort of sound full enough, loud enough. You don't really need to crank it any more than that. Of course, if you do want it to be a little more fun, 30 to 35% is fine, but I think it can get a little too loud if you listen to it for too long. But volume wise, I think it's just right over there. And then moving on to its soundstage, well, one thing I will say is I was a bit surprised to experience how defined and wide a soundstage this has. It does sit slightly out of the IEMs, of course, but things are very distinct in their placement between left and right channel, phantom channel. Very surprisingly, these have a little bit of vertical stage as well, and I don't mean like open backs that are very tall, but this might have a vertical stage that sits right about at eyebrow line. For any IEM that is able to do that, I find it quite fascinating, and all the more because this is at a very affordable price. So I'd say its soundstage is great. This kind of stage is going to work very well for gaming, for music listening, you name it, movies and so on. If it's well mixed and so on, it's going to sound great. So moving on to this imaging, well, it is pretty well defined. I wouldn't say it's the sharpest sounding set of IEMs that I've heard, but at the same time, you do get a very distinct layering, in the sense if you're listening to let's say anything classical, or anything that's got multiple instrument pieces in a band, it's very easy to decipher the differences between them, because the separation is quite good. For that matter, vocal separation with instrument separation is pretty good as well. There are some IEMs in this price range that tend to muddle things up. They're not as defined as this is. So I'd say this does a pretty good job of that. Moving on to the highs, mids and lows, I really do like how they've tuned these, because a lot of brands are trying to just increase the lower frequencies, because I know there are a lot of people coming from wireless earphones and who are most likely buying earphones or IEMs at this price range as their first set. This is not catering to that. This has, they've chosen their own kind of tuning that I think is the right kind of tuning to do if you're looking for clarity. So these are definitely boosted up in the higher frequencies. There is an elevation in the upper mids for certain, but there is a gradual roll off, not so much that the lower mids get hollow or that vocals start sounding thin. So they've done it just right, and then the lower frequencies are kind of, I wouldn't say flat. They are definitely a little accentuated, but not accentuated way too much. So this kind of tuning is focusing a lot more on better detail recovery, because the minute you crank up the lower frequencies, it eats into all the stuff, or should I say detail in the mids and the high frequencies. So I'd say if you know that you're listening to music that has a lot of good recordings, very well mixed, and you want to listen to every single element of your music, this makes a lot of sense. For that matter, I was listening to a track and there's a lot of background vocals that are not normally as forward or as present as it is with other IEMs or speakers. This made it very apparent, and thanks to the soundstage, they were a little more present in a wider stage. So it made the experience of listening to that track all the more enjoyable, because I hadn't had an experience with that track like this before. So the perks of these IEMs, I'd say, is the highs are, thanks to how well they've been tweaked, it is pretty sharp, it is crisp. There are very definite sort of triangle hits or percussive sort of tones that come through with sharp precision. But at the same time, it's not tuned to be aggressive. So it's not like it's boosted so aggressively that it will cause fatigue. The one issue I have with this is in the upper mid-range, because there are times where the music or vocals can tend to lean more towards being sibilant, and I think that is more so with recordings that are not done very well. So if you don't have access to good recordings, maybe I'd say avoid things that have sibilants in them, or this will tell you that your tracks are sibilant in certain cases. Now it does pretty well with male vocals and female vocals. Surprisingly, I did think that male vocals would be thinner, but it's not. And the lower frequencies, like I did mention, is on the flatter side. Now one thing I will say is, yes, it is on the flatter side, but it's not that it's lacking. It is full enough to be there, but at the same time, it's not sort of exaggerated in the sense where it's trying to impress you. It seems a lot more calm, a lot more relaxed. It's definitely a much cooler sort of presentation of the lower frequencies while maintaining a certain sense of tightness. So it's definitely very well tuned and carried out here. One thing I have noticed when I was reading up about these is they've made some sort of a chambered design within the IEM, and I know a lot of speaker manufacturers work on stuff like this, and it's more so to try and eliminate a standing wave. You don't want anything cancelling things out, in the sense you want the best amount of clarity to come towards your ear, right? So they have worked on that for this. So I find this rather amazing that a brand like this is working, or should I say putting as much science into a set of IEMs that cost as little as this. It's quite amazing that they're doing that, because usually brands leave that for their more premium stuff. So I will say that spending time with this has ensured that I've started liking it, and the fact that you are getting something that sounds this good at this price. Again, this is the first time I've reviewed something from this brand, but I have to say it's actually a very good performer in terms of overall sound. But I will say, if you are somebody who listens to something heavier like electronic dance music, or if you want a thump, a big heavy sort of weighted thump in your bass with rock music or whatever it is, I don't think this is going to really keep you that very happy, because it doesn't have the body that I think you'd be looking for. If you listen to something like classical or vocal or operatic, something that's lighter, instrumental stuff, this is surprisingly good. Jazz, blues, jazz vocals and so on, it does very well with natural stuff. The minute you start talking about, unrealistic low frequencies, this is not going to keep most people happy. But if you are somebody who likes more of a natural delivery in the lower frequencies, this is a very good set to go for. So moving on, if you do want to pick this up, both of these in fact, if you want to pick up the DAC and the set of IEMs, the DAC does have an MRP of about 29.99 USD, and at the time of recording this, this is going for about 19.99 USD. I don't know if they have discounts and so on. Excuse me. But moving on to the IEMs, this will it definitely will vary, because you can get a 3.5 mm without a microphone, which does go for about $24.99. And I think on the other side of the spectrum, you can get Type C variant with a microphone. So that will set you back by 31.99 USD, which again I think is good value. In fact, I think the one with the USB-C variant has its own inbuilt DAC amp, and you should be able to play around with a few settings. If I'm not mistaken, it might have a few settings you can tweak, but those are the options you have, so you'll have to decide which one you want to go for. And of course, if you do want to know how the microphone does perform, head on over back to the mic chapter. I have left a demo for you, so you can decide whether or not you like the quality of the mic. So anyway, there you have it. That's my review on the NiceHCK tiers for the IEMs and the NK, or is it that the, yeah, it's the NK1 DAC amp, both very nice little products for the price. And I do hope that this video has given you a better understanding for these products. And of course, if you do want to support the channel, I'm sure you know exactly how to. But of course, thank you for tuning in for some sound advice.